Hello, everybody. Welcome to the most epic adventures with your host, me, Robb Zipp. Today, I'm coming to you from El Paso, bringing to you pissing razors. Hey guys, how's it
Hey,
going?
brother. What's up, brother?
Oh, seems like somebody got.
Yeah, he's right here. There you go. What's
Cool.
up, brother?
All
Yeah.
right, go ahead and introduce yourselves if you don't mind.
Matt Lynch, play guitar. Eddie Garcia, drums. Gio Gomez, bass.
Cool, man. So, and two of you guys are brothers, right?
No. No.
No. Where the
So,
fuck did I see that information?
the original version, the founding part of the band, there was two brothers, which Eddie and his brother were part of the founding.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
So
sorry,
his,
man.
his brother moved on and moved to New York. So, but he was part of the band for a considerable amount of time.
Okay. I don't want to talk too much about former members because I know you guys have been around since 1994.
Right.
There's a lot that can happen in 26 years. Um, right. So I don't want to focus. I mean, obviously, listen, man. I've seen people put up like memes about like if they could go back in time and go to these shows. They were posting Milwaukee Metal Fest flyers from like 99 and 2000 with
Oh yeah.
all these band names, and then you see it down there pissing razors.
Yeah.
Like,
And we were fortunate enough to be a part of a couple of them, so yeah, it was cool.
yeah, man. I mean, I can't even imagine like like that's just legendary. You know, you guys played on some legendary bills. Um, but the question I have to ask, I read this and I don't know how true it is, but where you got your name, Pissing Razors?
I always like Eddie's explanation of this one.
And everybody always says that it was the original singer, Local Alone, David Nutt, that he caught the clap and said he felt like he was pissing razors. But he was actually telling me a story about a friend of his
Okay.
that caught the clap. His friend was telling him that he felt like he was pissing razors, and we're laughing about it. It's like, so I was like, dude, that'd be a great name for a band. He's like, yeah. So that's we rolled with it.
So it wasn't your original singer, it was someone he knew.
Yeah, the old
Air
friend
quotes.
of a friend.
Right. Well, that's cool. Like I was like wondering, I was like, man, did these guys pass some kidney stones or something? I mean,
Yeah, that's that movie Green Mile when Tom Hanks says at the beginning of the movie, "Oh God, it's razor blades." I'm like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Guess that's what that feels like too.
jeez.
And it made more sense early on because I mean the band was a little more punk infused, so the shock value was there, and it was something that really grabbed attention, and we never really had an idea where the band was going to go, so it worked well for us initially, and we just kept it.
Right. So I mean, after such a long period of time, um, I'm sure your sound has evolved somewhat, right?
Definitely. So, as mentioned, initially we were really punk infused, and our approach was loud, aggressive. It was more of a loose sound, but the idea was just to present more of a outrageous approach to music, and be visually more stunning. To create a show behind what we were doing, and then as the band developed, we started to tighten up and shift into new directions. So the name of the band really suited us early on, and as we moved on, we just basically kept the name, well into our formative years. So
Right. And there was also like a long there's been a long gap between like you guys started out and played for a while and then you guys kind of stopped for a little bit and just picked it up pretty recently, right?
2015, I think, but we stopped doing shows in 2004. I want to say, and
Okay.
kind of took a break from it. Me and Rick went on to stay with the ministry for a little bit, and then I started doing front of house for Overkill and other bands, and that kind of took over. It just made a lot more sense to me financially working for other bands as opposed to
Okay.
doing our thing, struggling to make ends meet. But it just came around times where everybody started talking about getting together and doing it again. That's the original lineup, and that's when we started in 2015. And just taking everything slow. There's no rush. There's no deadlines. We're just gonna do the best we can with what we got going on.
Right. And I know you guys put out several albums, earlier in your careers. And you guys haven't really put out anything since you've started back up, right?
We did a couple of singles,
Mhm.
kind of a pre-taste of what direction we're heading in towards the new release. So we've been working on new music for a few years now, but as Eddie indicated, we've taken our time with it and really just haven't pushed the issue until we felt like we could get into a groove to figure out which way we were going to go with everything. So we did do two new singles, one Left for Dead and the other The Crushing Grip. They're available on Apple and iTunes, any digital services. But that just kind of gave us an idea of a foundation for where we're heading into the future with a new record.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk to you guys about your new record. So you have been working on something new, right?
Yes. So the writing process started a couple of years ago, but with scheduling, the COVID situation, it's been a bit of a roller coaster in terms of scheduling. But
Hmm.
we still managed to, kind of stay on track with tying everything together, gluing the album together. But we've taken our time. I mean, we're approaching it from a do-it-yourself aspect, so it's been less stress oriented, in terms of having a record label overseeing the layout of the album. We've just basically taken our time, and we're not going to force the issue.
Right. Yeah, I mean, because it's not like you have to have a record to
Right.
promote for a tour right now.
Right. Exactly.
So I
Yeah.
mean, at
So
least
our whole thing was we just really chose to take as much time as necessary, and I mean, we're well into the tracking portion of the record. We're already done with the drum session. We're getting into the guitar session next. But we never really, we were hoping to have it out, as soon as possible. But I mean, if it takes the next few months, I mean, we're perfectly comfortable with that too.
well, I mean, yeah, there's absolutely no reason to rush it. Like you said, you don't have a label on your back or anything
Right.
like that. So, um, yeah, I think I have heard some of your new. Are they on Spotify? Your newer tracks?
Yeah, they should be. They should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, I've definitely heard them. You guys have quite a. You guys were pretty prolific in a short amount of time.
Yeah, definitely. So initially, after getting picked up by Noise, which is a German label,
Mhm.
we put out our first two efforts fairly back to back. So we toured consistently. Actually, the first three releases, because it was our self-titled, then the Cast Down, our sophomore effort, and then right away I stepped out, but the band continued on and got another release out relatively quickly. So it was like three fairly consistent releases right away to keep interest in the band and keep the momentum. So Eddie's done a phenomenal job with keeping the band on the
But I got tired.
track. And I
So
mean, there's follow-up releases after those first three. It's just those three were, it was year after year. It was a release tour, if not many tours.
Yeah, because those were under one label. Then,
Right.
So I actually asked Noise to release us after the third record because it just seemed it was kind of a stagnant. We kind of the stagnant point with the label, and they did really good for us. I mean, they did a lot for sure. I'm grateful for that. But it was time to move on, and they gave us that opportunity. So during that time, there was negotiations before we signed Spitfire, so we had some time to work on the fourth record. So there was a little delay in between there, but then again, once we were signed, it's like we did that record, and we were, as soon as that one was out, it's like, well, what's the next one going to come out? So we were out under those time constraints again to do the fifth one, and the live record. So it became a little overwhelming at times.
Oh shit!
I think that scared me more than it scared
you. She does that sometimes. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so my buddy Jake is actually a big fan of you guys, and he had a question. He wanted to know if you guys are actually producing it yourselves, or are you going to a studio?
We're doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
I had a home studio that we did the last 3 records in, and as of recently, I built a new studio. So I moved everything over here. We actually have an actual room, a drum room, a recording room, and a control room, and then just got everything we need here basically to do what we need to do. And so we're again under no time constraints for the studio or budget.
Right.
As far as that goes, we just look at our region.
So is this where your practice and recording space right here?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. It's all self-contained.
Cool, man. Well, that's definitely a great way to do it if you're able to.
Yeah. So as far as the construction of the record, Eddie's engineering and heading all the tracking efforts, and then we're working with Sterling Winfield, who worked on the third effort, Field of Disbelief, and he's worked with numerous notables, Pantera, and Hell Yeah, and Advanced Death Damage, like that. So maintained a relationship with him and thought he was the perfect guy to go with on the mix as far as the new. So he's just taking what Eddie's engineering and going to mix it for us.
Well, I mean, you definitely guys have. You could tell there's like a Pantera influence there for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, without a doubt. And early on when we first came out, we do interviews, and we would always get compared to, let's say, Pantera, Machine Head, Sepultura, Fear Factory, and a couple others. And to me, I always took it as a compliment because they could never really pinpoint on one band. Yes, sound exactly like
right.
Yeah, like those guys. But those are definitely a lot of our influences for sure. So I mean, to me, I always took it as a compliment to be compared to the best.
I mean, the basis of those bands as well. A lot of their foundation is groove, and that's the thing that we work well around it, or at least try to direct most of our material through. Is a lot of it is centered around the beats and the actual percussive nature of the music, and everything's built on top of that. So it's we really work well around our drummer.
Well, that's awesome. It's so you guys aren't like Spinal Tap with the drummer having to get replaced mid show or anything.
Right,
I've had some episodes, but nothing that bad.
Well, cool. I mean, there's so much. I mean, you guys have had such a. What did you guys do in the time where there wasn't Pissing Razors? That 10-year gap or whatever.
Well, now it's pretty busy. You have stuff going on. You still in Dallas, I think. No, that was what 2000. I was really here.
Yeah, I worked on a couple of music projects, but I mean, as far as like the 4 of us, everybody just had little things going on. I had another band I worked with, Years of Cold, and then we started discussing getting this thing moving again. It was roughly the end of 14, so by the time the end of 14 ended, we come into 15, and we decided we kind of solidified that we were going to move forward. So everybody just got focused on this. Coming right out of the gates, it was getting refamiliarized with some of the material, and then we started hitting the road. So we were doing one-offs here and there, a couple of dates, just to start building a cohesive nature between the band again.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as Eddie indicated, he was still working, with Overkill, so he was, front of house or playing drums. So it was like working with schedules throughout those first couple of years, and then we really got able to dig in on the material and get moving on it. So
Is it? I mean, is it almost like starting the band, like starting a new band almost, or are you guys still playing? I mean, you guys had a lot of material to work from.
right. No, I personally I feel like we picked up, we got back to the center of where the band prospered the best, which is
Okay.
chemistry that, when we first came out, and we've always discussed this, I mean, it was a learning curve for us and just getting out on the road. And there was a lot of loose aspects of the band that we would, play with other notable bands and bands that had done it much longer than we had. So it was like learning, the process, getting out there and really figuring out where we fit best and our niche was. So really picking it back up, it was almost second nature, I feel like, personally. Yeah. There was no struggle to get back to where we were prior to, because we had done it so long together that we just felt like, we could pick it back up.
Minus my cardio.
No, those were funny sessions there.
I'd be huffing and puffing back there for a little while. Goddamn, hang on a second.
Get on the Peloton, right?
There it is.
Dude, something.
Hey man, I mean, there's like Vinnie Paul, going back to Pantera. Just look at the guy. He didn't look like the super athletic guy, but he could get it done. So like, as much as he partied and got it done, I think I think I could see you doing just as well.
Yeah.
That dude, he was just focused, man. I mean, that's what he loved to do. And so, I mean, that was number one for the party and everything else. That was the thing. And I have a funny story about that. We were doing a Pantera tribute, and Vinny came out to a show in Fort Worth that we were playing one night. And he actually got up and gave some props and got and played Cowboys from Hell.
Cool.
And I think I had like maybe 2 or 3 pairs of sticks left back there. By the time I got back on my kid, I had one good stick, and everything else was broken, man. Just from him playing one fucking song. So that gives you an idea. The guy hit hard as hell.
Well, at least you didn't have to replace any heads.
Yeah, well, that was next.
That was nice.
Yeah. Nice. Well, so, I mean, nobody's touring right now or anything. I mean, there's some places that are doing some small shows here and there. Are you guys doing any of that?
No plans.
No plans as of now.
Just trying to get this record done first before.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, there's no need. No backyard barbecues.
well, we did discuss that one. Just right before this, we were speaking about doing something like that.
Okay.
We might plan some live stream stuff once we get the record done. After they do some of the new stuff. Our buddy James here, Mr. Rockwell. Yeah, he's going to help us out with all that. He's got all the live streaming cameras and video switchers and all that kind of stuff. So to do it properly and make it sound good and look good, So
Yeah.
hopefully that'll be next on our plate.
Yeah. So, do you guys have a plan for when you want to release your album, or are you just kind of just working on it?
No, there's really no plan because we don't have a release date right now. So.
Right. Yeah. You don't need to. Yeah. I was just
kind of play it as everything flows.
Yeah, it'd be nice to release it kind of knowingly when shows are going to start happening. So we kind of coordinate the release with, all right, we're going to play some shows now, along with the release of the new record. So kind of hard to say. I mean, if it's early next year, I would say we probably release it early next year. Yeah. If the scene's going to go on all through off next year, we'll release it sooner just to have it out.
Yeah, it's kind of really hard to tell right now.
It sure is.
It seems like it keeps going on. I go to the grocery store and I see people wearing the masks, but they're wearing them like below their nose and stuff, and it's like, come on, man, what do you do?
I just cover my nose. So I can talk.
Only your nose, yeah. Well, you could just pull your beard, your
Yeah,
beard
right.
up.
It's like a filter.
There you go. Yeah. Oh man. So what are you guys doing to aside from like writing music and recording the music? What are you guys doing right now to kind of keep yourself sane and safe during this pandemic stuff that's going on?
Uh, Everybody has projects and work and things like that. Eddie's pretty prolific with garage stuff he's got going on, building bikes and cars and trucks and things like that. Gio and I are in the service industry, so we both
Okay.
run restaurants, and that keeps us busy.
That's got to be, the restaurant industry is pretty tough right now.
It is, definitely. Yeah, we're both struggling to get through it, but just taking it day by day.
I have friends that are door dashing and
Yeah.
you know, doing some little side hustles here and there.
It's
Yeah.
tough, I mean, in reference to that, you have a lot of musicians that tour for a block of the year, and then when they get off, a lot of them go into the service industry.
Absolutely.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you wipe both of those out, these people are sitting there going, "Hey, well, there's no means to survive at this stage," and we all know a number of those people.
Yeah,
Right.
Right.
We've been kind of lucky to
Yeah.
kind of switch gears and do other things and get along that way. But there's a lot of guys that do this for a living.
For sure.
They have nothing else.
Yeah.
It really sucks for them.
It's all aspects, stage and crew and front of house, venues, just across the board. It's like this thing has been a massive downturn for everybody, and then you get different indications on how long it's going to stretch in.
Mm-hmm.
The A and B markets. Some of those tours are talking about 2022 versus next, so you don't even know where it's heading. We don't know when we're going to be able to get back out on the road, things like that.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah.
And you guys are right on the border with Juarez.
Right.
I just remember I've driven through El Paso a couple of times. I've gone into Juarez once. And it just seemed like it was so easy to go over that border. Is that just stopped right now?
Yeah, they put quite a bit of restrictions on on coming in, and just locally here, our cases are starting to take a dip. So it's there's a little more flexibility from the governor's office in terms of opening up business, but it's still, we're still in it just like everybody else is, so just taking it day by day.
What is? Are somebody playing a video game? Is Terry playing a video game?
Terry's getting notifications in the background.
I can hear. Terry, mute your phone. Mute your phone, Terry.
I'm working. He's working in the background there. Yeah.
So for those that don't know, Terry's their manager. I met Terry when I'm wearing a Texas Voodoo Stomp shirt. I don't know if you guys notice. I know Terry manages both of the bands. Texas Voodoo Stomp competed at the Vaca and Metal Battle this year. So when I saw that she was also working with you guys, I was like, it'd be awesome to talk to these guys,
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, so Jake wants to know, so when shows are a thing again, do you guys plan on doing a full tour or just some shows here or there?
Depends. Depends what gets put in our way. I mean, we'd like to get on a tour as an opener for somebody that's kind of well established per se, and kind of keep building our following in that sense, as opposed to headlining. And
Sure.
we'll do that as well too. But it'd be nice to get on a good big proper tour and do a bunch of days and that way to see events.
Like who would be your dream bill?
That's a good one. That's a good question. Gojira. Yeah, Gojira would be great.
Oh yes, fucking love Gojira.
He's super close with the Overkill camp, of course, so that'd be a great tour.
Yeah,
With who? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Overkill would be a great one.
Okay, yeah.
Who else?
I bought Deftone tickets. I don't like the Deftones, but Gojira was touring with them, so I bought tickets just to see Gojira.
They're coming through the area, or they were scheduled.
This was supposed to happen earlier this month, and that obviously got canceled. I don't know if I lost the money or if I'm supposed to get some kind of refund, or I don't know. I think they tried to reschedule it, but I don't even think that a lot of things that they tried to reschedule have already been canceled for next year. I was supposed to go to San Antonio on Wednesday to see Rammstein at the Alamo Dome.
Yeah, I heard their show live. Their live show is probably one of the best in the world.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, and I was looking forward to.
Yeah, their stage tones, everything, the sound man, visuals, everything is supposed to be top notch.
Not a second goes by without freaking fire.
Maybe they'll put us out on tour with them. Right?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, do you guys do anything? Do you guys blow up anything? Do you guys do any gender reveal parties on your shows?
No, not in this one.
Well, those early days. Yeah, the old days we did. The old days.
The old days.
Yeah, our singer showed up at one show with military razor wire, 100 pounds of flour, a pound of chocolate powder, aluminum pie dishes, and a thing of matches in a rubber band like this. And like, what the hell is all this shit for? So, dude, we're gonna put the razor wire in front of the stage, and I forgot what he was gonna do with the flour.
He rolled in it.
Well, rolling. I originally had another plan.
I was like, he was rolling in that shit.
But so what do you do with the chocolate powder? He goes, oh, dude, I'm gonna put it in the pie dish, and I'm gonna light the matches and fucking set it off. I go, well, how much you putting in there? He goes, oh, the whole thing. I go, what? He goes, yeah, no, it's cool, man. It burns slow. So he was always messing around with this stuff. So I kind of took it for his word. You know, it's like, oh yeah. They were playing. Next thing I know, there's a fucking orange ball of flame coming at me. I'm like, oh shit! Caught himself on fire.
Almost caught us on fire. Yeah. People in the back of the room almost got caught on fire.
So he took the freaking flour and threw it out in the middle of the pit and started rolling around in it. Put himself out. Yeah, he was on fire.
Damn.
And next thing you know, everybody's moshing in the fucking flour. And there's a cloud of fucking flour dust. No, man, somebody likes to match that shit. That's another fucking bomb.
It'd be like that horrible Great White show where
I could have easily been that, man. Easily.
But like going to some of these bars and venues I have over these years, I'm like, how has this place not caught fire?
Those old drapes behind you, like, oh man,
yeah.
Catch up your.
You're in Austin?
Houston. I'm in the Houston area, yeah.
Oh, Houston. You have what, Scout Bar out there? And
Scout Bar. Yeah, Scout Bar. So I'm in the Houston area. Scout Bar is in the Houston area. It's an hour away.
Okay.
From me.
And what else is out there? We played Acadia, I think. And
Acadia is close. Acadia is close to me.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Did the concert
North Concert Club North or something?
Yeah, that's still there, kind of. It's weird, man. I don't know about that place. So yeah, Acadia's still there. Scout Bar's still there. West Oak Music Hall is still there. That's a really nice place.
We used to play a place, I think it was called Fitzgerald's.
Fitzgerald's is gone.
I heard
it's demolished. It's a parking lot.
But that was a great place to play. It was always cool.
Yeah, I used to work there back in the day, and I might have actually seen you guys there back in the day when I was working or something. I don't know. You guys ever play with like Hollister Fracas or Dead Horse or any of those guys?
We're fairly familiar with the Dead Horse dudes. Those dudes have been around probably longer than we have. So
yeah, since the late '80s. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I think we went through there with propane through Fitzgerald's. So that was the last time we played there.
okay, with propane, cool. Well, yeah, that place is gone. My buddy Jake wants to know have you guys heard of Plague Years? He thinks you guys would be a perfect match to tour with.
No, I haven't. That's a band?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Says they're old school thrash sounding band.
No, I haven't heard of them. The newest kind of old school thrash I've heard is a band called Heathen, I think.
Heathen?
Yeah, and the stuff sounds really killer. So I mean, they're top notch.
I think I just subscribed to their YouTube or followed them on Facebook or something. I don't know, but yeah, I've heard them. Yeah, they're pretty good. I've not had a chance to see them. This year, I mean, obviously this year's been bad, but last year I got to see a ton of bands. It was phenomenal. One thing about going to these metal festivals is you can see so many great bands.
For sure.
So would you guys want to get on any of these festivals, like the European festivals?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. With trying to get on Bloodstock, trying to do Bloodstock, but I don't know if the billing is already booked up. We were in touch with their management. We talked about that.
That'd be tight. That's like the UK's biggest metal festival.
Right.
It happens. Like I was looking at it, I was thinking about going, but it's at the same time as Brutal Assault Open Air in Czech Republic. Yeah. Have you guys heard much about that one?
Yeah,
I've been to it.
Yeah,
you've been to it. Okay, nice. I've only been to Wacken Open. I went to Wacken last year.
I think that's one of the only ones that I haven't been to over there.
Really? That's the one, man. That's the one.
Hellfest in France is pretty badass too.
I heard I met some guys from England that told me that how much they love Hellfest, which I never thought I'd hear any English guys saying anything good about France, but these guys, these guys loved it.
All the festivals that I've been to, that's the top notch one for me.
Yeah, I mean, if all this, if everything goes right, hopefully next year I can go to all of those. Maybe, well, I can't go to two of them at the same time, obviously, but like you've been to Brutal Assault, and I've just seen videos and pictures, and it's in a freaking fortress. Man.
Oh shit! Okay.
It's.
Oh yeah. No, I remember that.
Yeah. And I watched. There's this Czech like gore grind band called Gutalax, and the singer just basically makes pig squeals. And they wear like hazmat suits. The whole band wears these like hazmat suits, and they have these porta potties on the stage. And like 2/3 of the way through their set, they took some of the stagehands picked up one of the porta potties and threw it out into the crowd, and they were crowd surfing the porta potty. Thankfully, it was empty, but still, it looked super rad. You hear these like I can't even do those pig squeals like but like now I'm dying, like I'm like, oh, I can't breathe now trying to do that. But it just seems like an insane like time, total extreme metal festival, whereas Wacken has like tons of like big power metal bands. Or like bands like I saw Eliueti at Wacken with like 30,000 people, and then they came on tour with Korplakani and played in Houston, and there were maybe 100 people there.
Wow.
And but what's great about those bands is they still played exactly the same.
Yeah.
Regardless of the crowd. I mean, obviously the energy of the crowd can have a lot to do with how the show is, but it's just they go fucking nuts for that shit in Europe, man.
Seems like we were on a good pace in the States to build into the festival World Series of Metal in Cleveland. They had, Milwaukee Metal Fest, New England Metal Fest, and various ones like that. I know Vegas has one that's coming up, I think, next year with, I forget what it's
Well,
called.
There's Psycho Las Vegas.
Yeah, Psycho
Yeah.
Vegas, whatever it is. And,
Yeah.
and I mean, these festivals historically were doing well, so it'd be cool to see some of the resurgence in those areas,
Yeah, it'd be super cool. I mean, in the United States, like I've been to Full Terror Assault Open Air, which is in Southern Illinois. That would be a great place for you guys, honestly.
Yeah.
This year,
Canada's
Exodus.
got a couple of them too. I know Canada has a couple of really large scale open air.
Yeah. Heavy MTL.
Yeah, Heavy MTL, and there's another one that does really well. Yeah, Toronto has one. So it'd be cool to do that for sure.
I think it's just so hard with like insurance.
Sure. Well, I mean, you look at Soundwave in Australia was doing phenomenal in terms of attendance, and even those are struggling to stay on the map. So
yeah,
you never know.
Well, I think I know like with like promotions for you want to get the best bands, and so you want to pay the best. You want to pay them, and sometimes you overpay the bands, hoping you can make up for it in other ways.
Right.
And this has happened with comic conventions. Some of these comic conventions would get these crazy big guests, and then like the next year they just couldn't do it because they just couldn't pay. Or like there's one in Houston, this one small one in Houston, like wrote a bunch of hot checks.
Oh wow.
It was a mess. It was a mess. He gave all. So, I mean, like everyone wants to have the biggest and the best event, and you want to bring in everybody, but you got to pay them. And I think too many people they're obsessed with being number one, so they kind of just push it. It would be cool, like if there was a touring festival. You know what I mean? One weekend being, outside. You'd have to have these in big fields too.
Yeah. Remember Tattoo the Earth? That was a traveling festival, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, even like Warped Tour. Warped Tour is a traveling festival.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, is Warped Tour? I mean, Tattoo the Earth. Yeah, that was. But they still played like amphitheaters and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, surprisingly, Ozfest, fizzled out, and they just, Ozfest, Lollapalooza, they started going to single city, shows and showings, and I mean, it's just a sign of, I guess, financial constraints of keeping a festival together, right?
Right. Yeah, and like I was talking about, like the insurance stuff. So if you do go to a venue that's already there, they have all that taken care of.
Right.
Whereas with the festival, you're on a plot of land. You got to set up your own stage and all that shit. Yeah, I went to a couple Ozfests in like 99 and 2000, and I saw like Slipknot on the side stage.
Yeah.
Just like 20 dudes on a little stage with a bunch of beer cans beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And that blew my mind. I didn't think that their music was any good, but I still thought they were entertaining.
Yeah.
And then
20 years later, one of the biggest metal bands in the world. For sure,
right, yeah, they're headlining Wacken next year, ahead of Judas Priest.
Yeah.
Which is insane. It's insane.
Sure is. Sure is.
Well, what are you guys listening to right now? Anything you mentioned Heathen.
Group things on in the background.
You got the disco channel on in the background, so that's what you're hearing. That's probably what you're hearing back there.
Okay.
You got James dancing. John
Got a
Travolta.
bunch of disco fans in the band here.
Yeah, one of my guilty pleasures.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can understand as a drummer, it's got that beat, right?
That was the rock thing.
Yeah. We
So you
used
guys
to,
were listening?
when we
Yeah.
travel, we of course invite people back onto the bus or the RV or whatever. So then you have all these metalheads expecting it to run back, into the bus with you and hear Slipknot, Slayer, Metallica, or something in the background, and it was always disco or some type of groove, old '70s groove, cool in the gang or country or something
Yeah.
like that. So just anything to break free of the monotony.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, when you're playing, Sorry, my cats are doing something back there behind the postcards. So I'm like, what the hell? I'm just afraid it's gonna just come crashing down. That's what I'm like, what the fuck? Um, yeah, I was interviewing Ex Mortis, right, at the Scout Bar actually. And so I put these interviews up on YouTube, and YouTube is very strict about music, right? So that's why, like, in the interviews, I don't play, if I play any videos, I don't play any of the music with the videos because of the whole copyright issue. And I was talking to Ex Mortis, and they turned on the music on the studio, I mean the patio, and they were playing the Eagles, so it was like fucking Hotel California. And I just, like, I didn't realize I said it, but I was like, oh man, I fucking hate the Eagles. Just thinking about, is this audio going to come out on my interview and fuck it up? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And the bass player was like, I fucking love the Eagles, man. What the fuck? I was like, oh, and I tried to explain to him. He's like, no, man, you probably listen to. He got mad and he walked off. And then, like, the guitar player, who's also in Warbringer, Chase, he walked off too. So I'm like,
Oh yeah.
shit.
He
Okay.
pissed everybody off.
Yeah, and I was like, oh.
To each his own, man. It's cool.
My friend Mush, she was with us a couple weeks ago. She's like, great interview so far. Thank you, Mush. So in other words, so far, so that means it's got a tank now. Oh shit, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so yeah, I can totally understand, like, you're on the road, you're driving, you're playing these shows every night. You got to listen to something a little different to kind of bring it back down a little bit, right?
Yeah, the reality is everybody has a wide range of stuff we listen to, and we're all pretty tied into each other's musical tastes. So if you are hearing country, you're not really getting a lot of pushback, because we all tie into the same kind of grooves. ZZ Top, old Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, to George Strait, to the Eagles. Eagles are cool. ECDC, so there's tons of great stuff that, classic stuff that we all really enjoy hearing, that we're all cool listening to.
And don't get me wrong, I think the Eagles are talented. They've sold so many millions of records. I just
interview over, buddy. That's it.
I just personally don't like them. That's all.
Hey, that's cool.
That's all. But yeah, if I ever shit on them, it's not because I don't think they're any good. It's just because I just it's the Eagles.
You're having that glass here, buddy.
Sipping.
It's water. I actually don't drink. It's water. I actually don't drink. I don't drink or smoke, or I don't even drink caffeine.
Oh shit. Good for you.
Yeah. So I need to cut back on the chocolate and shit though.
Feel the same way.
Well, so what do you guys have?
Right here.
Yeah, there you go. Almond Joy. Man, what the fuck was I was just watching something where they were talking about Almond Joy, and, like, does anybody actually eat Almond Joy?
Right here. All of us.
Because
Terry just showed up with 3 bags of those
almonds.
Yeah, almonds are good. Almonds are good.
A shooter. A lot.
All right, so there's lots of coconut trees in El Paso, right? I've been there, so I've seen the coconut trees everywhere. Though I've just kind of driven past, and I know this is not what El Paso looks like. This is
Depends on where you're at. It's kind of close. Kind of close.
This is like the outskirts, right? This is more like Las Cruces and shit. But
yeah, in between.
So I haven't spent a whole lot of time in El Paso. I know you guys in Texas Voodoo Stomp. I know Beto O'Rourke is from there. I don't. But what else should I know about El Paso?
Marty Robbins, bro.
Marty Robbins, okay. He sung. Did he sing the song "Out in the West Texas town of El Paso"? Yeah. It kind of verges on being a little like.
Yeah, I fought the long one. What was that guy's name?
Bobby Fuller. Yeah.
Who?
Bobby Fuller.
Bobby Fuller? I don't know who that is.
I fought the law and the law won.
Okay. Yeah. So these guys are all from El Paso.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the drive-in, Sparta.
At the drive-ins from here, Sparta.
At the drive-in, yeah. The Mars Volta.
Right. Invented, or the author of Star Trek's from here.
Gene Roddenberry?
Gene Roddenberry, yeah.
Gene? Oh, okay. Well, that's the first name you should have mentioned.
There you go. I think F. Murray Abraham's from El Paso.
Who?
Nikki Sixx lived here for a while.
Yeah,
Stevie Nicks also.
Stevie Nicks.
Okay.
Al Jorgensen lived here for a long time.
Oh, he lived in Austin until he got like busted for heroin.
Yeah,
he told me that whole story. They had some sort of compound in a certain airstrip, and they would fly to Mexico to get their drugs, and then fly back. And I think somebody caught on to him and he raided his pad, and basically forced him to leave that.
I did an interview with Distorted Pony like right before this was like in February, and my friend Felicity Feline was playing drums for them, filling in for London May, because he was in Distorted Pony, but he couldn't play with them because he's on tour. He's playing with Ministry now. He was also in Samhain with Danzig, and but I was just like, holy shit. I don't even know where I was going with that. Well, Ministry. You were talking about Ministry. I was thinking about Ministry. Like London May is playing drums for Al, and the original bass player for Tool, Paul D'Amour, is playing for him now. I was just looking at him up. I'm like, what the fuck is that guy doing now?
He's been in there for a couple of years now.
Yeah. So you guys know Al Jorgensen?
Yeah, well, Eddie was in the band.
You were in Ministry.
Yeah. Eddie and Rick are former bass
One of
players.
the hundreds.
One of the hundreds, yeah. I mean, he's got a lot of people that's been in the band. So what was that like? What was that like being in that band, Eddie?
It was out of sheer desperation on Al's part. Because they had a tour book, and I guess the previous tour they had done was the Simple Tour or something, and they didn't do well. So there was like a lot riding on this tour. They had the space there, and I don't know what happened, but they fired him like 2 weeks. Well, actually, first of all, the guitar player quit, one of the guitar players. So they asked Rick, which is our bass player, to play guitar. So he got in the band. So Rick calls me and tells me, hey, I just got this gig off of Ministry. I'm like, dude, cool, Texas killer. And then, if anything pops up, let me know. So like a week later, Rick calls me and goes, dude, they just fired the bass player. I'm like, are you serious? Like, I'm gonna throw your name in that. Okay, cool. So then I met Mike Scotcha, and we hung out for a couple of days. And Al finally made it to a rehearsal and he played, and he goes, yeah, cool, you got the gig. So I ended up going up to it.
And they were doing one of the records here at the time, right?
Yeah,
they were recording here. So
Did you record?
Yeah, there's a really great studio called Sonic Ranch outside of the city in Tornillo, So it's about 30 minutes outside El Paso. And many notable bands come here to record out there because it's secluded and a lot of privacy, and the facility is incredible.
Yeah, it's one of the possibilities.
Yeah, for sure. It's an incredible facility. But Al came here to do a record and then ended up staying like 10 or 12 years after the fact. So, in reference to El Paso, I mean, it gets a really bad rap in a lot of sense, but it's really a great city overall. I mean, there's a lot of great people here. It's a very laid back approach to life here. People are, very down to earth, approachable. There's not a lot of, there's not a lot of attitude or fakeness here. So it's a cool place to be from.
A lot of DWIs.
Yeah. A lot of partiers here. Let's just say that. People enjoy a drink.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you do it responsibly.
Well,
I mean, it's
cool. It's a cool. You got to come out. We'll show you a good time. Good Mexican food.
I do like
a lot of cool people, pretty girls.
I don't want to start singing Marty Robbins songs.
Depends what happens the night before.
You could sing the theme to Star Trek. Then. How about that?
There's no work.
Rose's Cantina, man. I would hear that freaking song like 5-10 times a night. You're like, man.
Like the Star Trek theme. I don't know if there are actually lyrics to that song or to that or not.
I mean, we'll make some up. We'll make some up for you.
As long as you don't sing the Bobby Fuller song, you're good.
Well, I don't even know who.
One.
Oh yeah, that one. A lot of people have covered that song, right?
For sure.
I don't think a whole lot of people have covered Marty Robbins.
Been a couple, I think.
Yeah. Maybe some punk band. I could see some punk band doing it.
Maybe that's our next cover. You just helped us figure out our next cover.
Maybe Beto O'Rourke did that when in his punk band.
Who's that now?
I said maybe Beto O'Rourke did that in his punk
we'll
band.
get Beto to sing. There you go.
Do you guys know him?
Personally,
not
not
personally,
no. You never, and if you'd see him just walking around.
He was in Mars Volta for a short, or he was in a form of Mars Volta at one stage.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Yeah.
And Cedric. So those dudes used to play. Eddie used to own a notable nightclub here called the Attic. Okay. Tons of great bands would come through, and I mean, it was a really small, intimate place, and that's goes back to the story of our original singer almost blowing us up. But
okay.
There was a ton of great bands that would come through. I mean, this is like 93 into 97, somewhere in that range. And I mean, any given day of the week, you're seeing like 6 incredible bands on stage a night. You know what I mean? From all over the world. And so years running, it was the place to be here, and that was a great spot to hang because you got to see tons of incredible acts in this little tiny club.
Yeah. We had like Deftones played there. All of course played there. Animal, Morbid Angel, right?
Well, you guys are in a good spot because when I've driven out to Los Angeles a few times, and El Paso is halfway from Houston to Los Angeles. You're still in Texas, but you're halfway when you get to El Paso.
Yeah, it's the rest area. Yeah, a lot of guys just have to take a day off here. Yeah, there's not a lot of venues or promoters take a lot of these shows on, so a lot of them go up to Albuquerque. They want to play, but it's a shame. But that's slowly starting to change here. So this happened with COVID.
So what happened to your venue? You said you had one in the 90s, right?
Well, it was me and my brother, and I was heavily involved like the first year. And after the first year, I kind of stepped out of it, and he kind of did everything there. But it was just hard to keep something like that going. The first year was good, but my brother, being how he is, he takes on different things, and and he was just involved in a lot of other things, and just always struggling to keep one thing going or the other, and it was just always just barely your head above water and you're paying the bills and whatnot. So But that's the main reason. Then he decided to move to New York, and that was pretty much it. There's like Matt said, while it was open, there was a lot of really great acts that came through there. That and not just once, but like several times. So it was a cool spot.
Would you ever think about trying something like that again? I mean, obviously not right now. I mean, but
I think these two guys are the ones that will probably dive into that. I'm not really the business savvy guy per se. I'm better at working with the audio and lighting and that aspect of it. So these guys, Matt runs a couple of businesses. He's got a business as well, so I think they'd have a better perspective on that than I do.
okay, all right, cool. Well, I saw something on you guys' Instagram about the NFL. You guys are excited for the NFL to be back, right?
Yeah, we're all football fans. Don't take it too seriously, but just enjoy the game. Everybody has their picks.
And,
I can't pay for a win on my
so I know some of you guys support different teams, right?
Right.
Like who do you guys support?
I go for the Dolphins.
The Dolphins?
Yeah, Eddie and Joe, our singer, big Cowboy fans, and I'm a Buffalo fan.
Nah, okay.
And on Sunday.
What's that?
Bills just
Our teams played yesterday. We barely squeaked out a win. So
yeah. What? So okay. The Cowboys. I'm from Houston, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't like anything about Dallas. I'm sorry.
Good for you.
So I can't. It's just in my blood to dislike the Cowboys. Now I have respect for what they did a couple of decades ago, but and I've been to their stadium. It's a nice, pretty stadium,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not going to cheer for them ever.
You got a great team in your city.
And the Texans?
Good. Hey, you got some solid players on that roster, don't you think?
Okay, yeah, there's some solid players. Yeah, there are some solid players, but a couple of solid players do not make a team.
Point taken.
We have a terrible general manager / head coach that is garbage. Is garbage. So yeah, the Texans will never win anything as long as he's there. We'll have some good players, but they won't win anything. I'm actually more of a Bears fan.
Oh, nice.
The Bears.
Chicago's a great city too. It's a great city.
Yeah, so they're 2-0. They're 2-0. So that's.
I was about to say we all like losing teams.
What's that?
I was about to say we all like losing teams. Then you say you're 2-0. Goddamn.
Yeah. Well, the Bears are 2-0. The Bears are 2-0. The team I follow. Yeah, the Texans are 0-2. They've looked like garbage both games, so whatever. But it's fun. It's fun. It's kind of weird though watching games with no fans. It's boring, and I hate it. And baseball is terrible with the cardboard cutouts. I actually have a cardboard. Me and my parents, we have cardboard cutouts at Minute Maid Park for the Astros.
Oh, that's cool.
They have one of Vinnie Paul too. They put one up with Vinnie Paul in the Ranger Stadium.
The Ranger Stadium, yeah.
And then Cliff Burton's dad is in the San Francisco Stadium, which is cool.
Yeah, Ray Burton.
Yeah, Ray Burton.
Yeah, he was cool. Yeah. Some of the teams have done some really cool stuff.
Yeah, that's
with
cool.
Some of the cutouts. I know the Royals put Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's. The Rockies put Randy Marsh from South Park behind home plate.
Oh, I didn't see that one either.
Yeah, so they've been doing some goofy stuff, but it's a goofy, weird baseball year. You guys have like the Chihuahuas out there?
Yeah, that's our local team. Actually, the stadium's beautiful, really beautiful. Yeah,
that's cool, man.
they put a ton of money into that thing. So it's really unsuspecting from the street level. If you're looking at it, you get inside and it looks very major.
Because it's probably dug down.
Yeah, they did it.
Yeah.
With the people that put money into it, they've done a lot for the local scene, for the city. So yeah, they're the ones responsible, for getting that thing up and running. Beautiful.
Well, hopefully next year they'll be playing some games and have some fans, and I can come out that way.
There you go.
That's what I hope, man. That's what I hope will happen. But we'll see. If not, maybe 2022.
Let's hope
I mean,
sooner.
I'm not getting any younger myself, man. So
Same here,
Whenever you're driving to LA, you gotta stop now for sure.
You got a place to stay when you come out.
awesome. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate that. I will most likely take you up on it. I'll text Terry. Hey, Terry. I have an idea. I have an idea of what I want to do with this travel show, if things fall into place. But some things have to fall into place. Like there has to not be a pandemic for one.
That'd be helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool, guys. Well, we've been going for a little over an hour now. Is there anything that you guys wanted to mention that I didn't get a chance to ask, or any of our viewers didn't get a chance to ask?
I don't think so.
Keep an ear out for the release,
Yeah.
the date, and all the good stuff.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have it out here in the next few months, and everything will get lifted as far as being able to play shows, and we'll be in a city near you sometime soon.
Right on. Well, hopefully you guys can come out and play at Acadia. That'd be cool. That'd be most convenient for me.
Yeah, we like that place.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean it's got a nice stage, and the sound guy, he's excellent. The sound and light there is super good.
Yeah, we had a good time.
What's his name?
His name is Tommy. Tommy
Tommy.
Skinner. Yeah, he just
Yeah, good guy.
he just had like a stroke or something, man.
Oh shit! Oh no.
Like he's still working. He's working. And
Good for him.
they had a fundraiser yesterday. I couldn't go. Yesterday was my mom's birthday, so plus
Yeah,
I'm working weird hours, so
Come say hello for sure.
cool. All right, guys. Well, rock on. Thanks so much for coming on here tonight, guys.
Thank you,
Sorry,
man.
brother.
And
too.
thanks to Terry for making it happen.
Got it, man. Thank you.
All right, I'll let you guys go. I got some announcements I got to make after this, but I'll talk to you guys soon.
Sounds good.
All right,
We'll see you
take
soon,
care,
brother. Take care. Take care.
All right, that was Pissing Razors from beautiful El Paso, Texas. Super cool. I love talking to these bands and they invite me out because I will take them up on that. I will definitely go out there once all this stuff comes down. Oh, there's a fire. You can pull the fire alarm right there. So this is like a wall somewhere. I thought that was a postcard. It's actually painted on somebody's wall. Pull the fire. There's a fire. Anyway, okay. So every Monday night at 7 Central Time, I will be doing these most metal interviews live. Asterisk. Next week, I actually had to postpone my interview with Stormstress. They will be joining me on October 26th. I have a work obligation that I cannot get out of, so I will be unable to do a show next Monday. But the Monday after that, October 5th, I will have Texas death metal, actually Houston death metal band Architectural Genocide. There we go. Architectural Genocide will be on October 5th. Jake, I know you know those guys. Super cool, brutal Texas death metal shit. They just put out a new album. Actually, I've got the postcard here. Here is their postcard. Their new album is on Comatose Music. They were nice enough to send me a shirt, so I'm gonna send them some stuff. Fucking Texas death metal at its best. Yeah, he's like, yo, Architectural Genocide, fire. Well, it's like, my eyes look like fire. Look at that. My eyes got kind of a greenish hue sometimes, so like the chroma key like goes right through my eyeballs and makes me look all kinds of wacky. Anyway, so architectural genocide on the 5th. After that, I'm going to be talking to a band from Australia called Scythian Wrath. I think I'm saying that right. If not, please correct me. I'm gonna. Oh my god, my cats are fucking destroying shit back there. Anyway, and I'm talking to a band in Bolivia called Hate. I'm gonna have on soon. They're friends with my friend Hiromi. That they know English, but they don't feel real comfortable speaking. So there's going to be a translator there to help with that. So that it'll be in Spanish and English. My Spanish is terrible, so I don't even want to try. But we'll have a translator on that. So that'll be awesome. There's a band called Triceratops I'm talking to that I'll have on soon. So just make sure to follow, like the Facebook page, follow the Instagram, follow the Twitter. I will keep updated the schedules of who I have when, and Jesus Christ, my cat. And I still have the mystery boxes I will be unboxing. As soon as I get those, I will unbox those for you. I haven't got one in a little while. I have a bunch of them ordered. I don't know where the fuck they are. So that's kind of annoying. But yeah, mystery boxes. I'm going on adventures. If you're not watching my adventure videos, what are you doing? This is the most epic adventures. So when I go on these places, I go to these places and I tell you cool things you can do. A lot of times they're free. And if not, I'll tell you what the price is and give you hints on how you can go and be safe. I know a lot of people are still not going out. That's absolutely acceptable and understandable. But if you do want to go out, I can give you some tips on what you can do to be safe and make the most of your adventures. So I'm not traveling too much right now. I'm just going to places around Houston. Houston is huge. There's a lot of cool stuff here. I'm talking to the funeral museum. They want to do an actual interview. So I will do an on location interview with the media person at the National Museum of Funeral History, and I'll show you guys around that place. I'm not sure. My mom was talking about wanting to do something because her birthday was yesterday, so I'm gonna try to do. We were gonna go. Memorial Park just opened up a new huge area. I love going to parks and enjoying nature. So hopefully I can go to that on Wednesday. Depends on the weather. We have a tropical storm here. It's not been super serious where I'm at. It's been a little bit more serious along the coast with the storm surge. So you guys down there, be safe. We saw like Pier 61 is falling apart down in Galveston. That's kooky. I've gone fishing off there. Didn't catch anything. I should say I went casting off of there. Okay, enough rambling from me. If you're watching on YouTube, give this a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Buy my merchandise on. You can go to buymymerch.net. Pissing Razor's catalog I have on my Amazon affiliate store. So you can go to amazonzip.com and purchase the Pissing Razors albums on my affiliate link. And they'll get money. I'll get money. Everybody will be happy. So I'm going to do some work on that affiliate link and add some more stuff. But I'm going to try to add CDs and records from bands I have on this show. I also need to make a Spotify playlist. Would you guys subscribe to a Spotify playlist if I made a playlist of bands I have on the show? Leave a comment below and let me know. All right, guys, enough rambling from me. I will be back here doing a live show in 2 weeks with Architectural Genocide. I will be here some other random time when I get a mystery box. I have several mystery boxes I'm waiting on, so I will do those. Jake says, "Def do a Spotify playlist," so I will do that. Thank you. It was just something I was just thinking about. So cool. You have been on the show, Jake, so you will be on the Spotify playlist maybe Gura Gura, or will it be? I can't remember the names of your other songs. Anyway, so yeah, that's Jake from Scrap Pile. Cool dudes out in Central Texas. All right,